2006, you'll take the Hall of Fame stage, but not as an inductee yourself. Instead, you'll be there to induct Sensational Sherri. Ted, the fact that you had this opportunity with Sherri is really awesome. I mean, she was so well loved by so many people, managed so many talents over the years, yourself included, that it must have really meant a lot to you to get this spot, right?
It really did. And because Sherri was, I mean, she kind of, in some ways, reminded me of my own mother. A lot of the fans know. Of course, if you're a diehard fan, you look all this stuff up. But a lot of fans know that my father was a wrestler. But what a lot of the fans know is that my mother was also a professional wrestler. Her wrestling name was Helen Hild. And I think that's how she met Mike DiBiase. And they fell in love and they got married. So that's what I tell everybody. I said, hey, when I was a little kid, I didn't get in any trouble. And both my parents were pro wrestlers. Oh, gosh. But Sherri's tenacity, I mean, she could do anything the guys could do. And didn't wasn't shy about showing you. I mean, sweet girl, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is as sweet as she was tough as nails. And you have to be in this business, and to come up in this business like she did in it, And so when she was my manager, she was great. I mean, it was kind of like she was so, I guess, anxious to do good. I would have to slow her down. It's kind of like, because she managed me. Sometimes I said, Sherri, sometimes less is more. Don't jump up on the apron just every time. She says, we have to pick our spots, and it'll be more meaningful, if you know what I'm trying to talk about, if we just do it one time and get away with it.
Mm.
And so it was hard for her to get that. But I mean, it's kind of like you never had to worry about her being there. She was there, and she, and like I said, she was as tough as a lot of the guys, and if anybody got out of hand with her, she'd let them know it.
Fearless. And to your point, I mean, she came up tough in wrestling based on all the stories that we've heard. I mean, even before she got into wrestling, I know she had a tough life. And here, I mean, she built this Hall of Fame legacy for herself. Jake told me recently that he knew Sherri back before he was even a wrestler, back when he was a referee. When did you first cross paths with her?
About the same time, because I was in Mid-South. And and again, that's where I met Jake. And when he was still young, and he started as referee. When he started as referee, I'd already started wrestling. I started in the summer of '75. I remember I told you it was like, I still had a year of college and I didn't go back. And then I think I met Jake down in Baton Rouge, and I think that's where he and I first met.
Yeah.
And pretty soon he's put on the tights, and here we go.
And so Sherri would have been down there at that time, and that's when you would have probably crossed paths with her.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And when do you recall being approached about doing the induction? Did Sherri call you, or how did that go? Do you remember?
Yeah, she asked me to induct her.
Wow.
And I said, sweetheart, I would be happy to.
Man, again, this is a woman who's got this huge legacy in wrestling and is loved by so many people. And I mean, it really speaks volumes about what she thought about you for her to select you for this spot.
Well, and, it's kind of like, Sherri was great. And it's kind of like, she was more like one of the guys, you know what I'm saying? She was tough, but she could still be a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't think that most of the guys didn't treat her like a lady. They wanted to treat her just like one of the guys.